can someone who can't see know how to clean when they don't know if the end result looks good? Well, hello people, I'm Kirsten. I'm blind, and I've got my comfy clothes, my cleaning supplies, and I'm ready to tell you about the process. If you're new to my channel, hi! You should subscribe and go watch my other videos, because the main principle that I try to share in my whole channel is that regardless of something that you have that other people think is a limitation, it's not, as long as you're willing to make a route that's adaptable to the needs that you have. Because really, it's about you, right? So I've got this question for years. How do blind people clean? How do you clean if you can't see? How do you know what you're looking at? How do you know that the dirt is gone? Well, I'm gonna share with you 3 elements of cleaning as a blind person that I think kind of underlie all of that process, but really the cold hard truth is that it's harder. It takes more time, and you have to be thorough every single time. Now, I don't mean to say that sighted people don't clean thoroughly. That's not it. What I mean though is if you who can see are cleaning the kitchen and you see your countertop is clean, you don't have to go over there and clean it. I don't know those things. I don't know if food didn't drip from the food processor when I made hummus, or I didn't leave food scraps behind. So when you clean and you can't see, you have to be methodical, clean everything really thoroughly, and be willing to put in the extra time, because that's the only way that you can guarantee to yourself that it looks good. So whether you're interested just purely out of curiosity, you're a blind person learning to clean and looking to figure out more tips, or you're someone who lives with a blind person, I hope that these 3 elements can prove useful. The first element to cleaning without sight is unerring organization. There are 2 reasons for this. The first is that you, because you can't see, are not going to be able to find things as easily as someone who can glance across a room. So it helps blind people keep track of where all of their stuff is and make sure that when they're cleaning, they are able to know what they're about to wipe without worrying that they're gonna knock over a flute of champagne or something. So, for example, I know all of the things on my kitchen island. But the other day, I had a friend over to have her dog play with my guide dog shepherd, and I picked up a ball of hers and put it on the island for convenience. I forgot completely. So then today, I went to go grind some coffee, and I accidentally hit this dog ball, and the coffee grinder went this way, like the beans went over here, and the ball was like bouncing around. It was just a mess. There was a mess everywhere, all because I went against my system and didn't put the ball where it actually goes. Then, like I said, if you have a sponge, and I just cooked salmon and a white bean vegetable salad for dinner. You guys have no idea how hard it was for me not to clean this before filming. Anyway, so when you have a sponge and you're feeling a surface and you're rubbing, you don't want to be knocking things over and bashing into stuff as you're scrubbing, because that's not good for anyone. So organization is key to making sure that you can find all of your belongings and that cleaning is less stressful because you know you're not going to knock something over. The second element is clean every surface, regardless of whether you think it's already clean. What do I mean by that? Like I said, I just finished cooking dinner. So there are going to be little bits of shallot, for example, maybe some salmon flakes. So I'm going to use a sponge and scrub and feel. It's really easy for a blind person to learn if there are crumbs, dried, sticky liquids, etc. But there's no way for someone who's blind to know if a surface is discolored from a stain. This is also true with laundry, so that's particularly difficult. Hopefully someone tells you that you spilled coffee on your blouse, or that you know about it and quickly put shout on it and get it into the wash. But you don't know if there's a stain on a surface. I can now feel, once I do these circles, collect any food scraps into my hand at the edge of the counter, that I have gotten everything. But if something stained the counter, I'm not going to know. So what that means is I have to just do it again. It's not because I did a terrible job the first time. It's just because if I'm truly wanting to make sure that it's clean, I recognize the fact that I don't have eyes and I'm just going to have to do that. element is covering your bases, which sounds like the second one, except it's a little bit different. There are situations like vacuuming or cleaning the toilets where, unlike the kitchen island example, you're not exactly feeling everything. So you won't feel the surface to make sure that everything is gone and get the chance to kind of double check, and the surface is just one area that you're fixing. Vacuuming, for example, you're usually cleaning a larger area and you don't always know if something's on the floor. So it's not realistic for a blind person to vacuum and follow the vacuum with their fingers to make sure that all of the dog hair and dirt is picked up. So just like in the second example, you have to be thorough. So I will vacuum vertically, and then horizontally, just to make sure that I've gotten everything. Except this time, since it's unrealistic for me to track really any of it with my fingertips, I have to make sure that I cover my bases. Hi, Pum.
Hi, I'm cleaning right now. Yeah, I'm cleaning right now. What are you doing?
Are you making your cameo?
Okay, hold on, let me finish this. It's a wipe. Let me finish this. Thanks.
Oh.
Okay, let me finish this. I have to film this, Pop. I know, I'll be right there. Go on, I'll be right there.
Go. Oh. So when you're done cleaning, even though you've already vacuumed thoroughly, you don't know if your vacuum pushed shepherd hair, Exhibit A, against the walls. So you have to take a wipe, a Clorox wipe, or maybe a cloth with vinegar water, and clean along the baseboards just to make sure there's no hair. Now, I have a Dyson, which also I highly recommend if you're blind that you get a Dyson if you have a dog, because it is incredibly helpful. But you clean along the baseboards just to make sure. I had a vacuum once that I would use every couple of days. And then my family came over to visit and they told me that there were clumps of dog hair in the corners.
Hi.
And I had no idea, because in my head I was vacuuming so much and I thought that my apartment was spotless, and they came over and they were like, you need a new vacuum. So it's important to have the right tools, and it's important to understand that even though you're thorough, you have to go the extra mile. So those are the basics. I'm sorry there is no golden ticket or a special secret, but blind people clean with their hands, and they use the elements that I just talked about: thoroughness, organization, covering your bases, to make sure that they clean as well as they can. Honestly, of course, we're going to miss things. Sometimes people come over my house and tell me that I have something on a surface and I had no idea. But you'll have a very clean house, and it's worth it because you put your time and effort into it, and it's something that you made your own. I really hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to share it, especially if there's anyone you think could benefit from it. And if you have any further questions or want to know something more specific, like how do blind people clean toilets, leave it down in the comments. I'm really interested to know your questions and any of your cleaning tips if you have them. Don't forget to subscribe, and after your house is sparkling clean, you earned a break. So don't forget to give yourself time to stop, take a deep breath, and smile for a second. I'll see you in the next video.